So, I rewatched the Dark Knight trilogy recently, and I think the first two movies hold up very well. I eventually came across this short, and the takeaway I've seen from him is insane, to say the least.
What do you expect to learn from him?
He gets into what he believes to be the biggest issue with the movie, and completely misses the point that it makes.
Here we go.
My biggest issue is the end, when Joker somehow wires two ferries with explosives. Again, nobody knows how he did this.
So let's start with the more minor criticism that he makes here. The Joker is known for exploiting corruption, working with a mob that routinely pays people off, or using leverage to carry out his plans. We're shown corrupt cops driving away after they deliver the note to the judge. Wirtz and Ramirez are explicitly stated to be on the mob's payroll, resulting in Harvey and Rachel's capture. What's needed for this plan to work is to bring a container for the barrels and load them up before the city is rushing to leave. So whoever was responsible for checking the engine room could have been forced by the Joker to comply by threatening their family, and was falsely assured that everyone will survive if the experiment plays out uninterrupted. Not to mention that Joker has his goons dressed up for disguises, so they could have dressed up as Department of Transportation workers that are simply moving supplies inside the ship. All of these capabilities are demonstrated by the mob in this movie and the last movie, alongside Joker's previous plans, so it's entirely possible that the Joker could have found a way to sneak these in. Now, this is a more standard take, and a question that I find more understandable to raise. His next take, however, made me want to respond in the first place.
And then the passengers on each boat are told that they have to press a button and blow the other boat up before their own boat explodes. And one of the boats is full of convicted criminals, right? And then, of course, all the criminals band together and decide to do the right thing and not blow up the other boat. They said, "Okay, come on, guys, let's do the right. Come on, folks. Hey, fellas, come on. Let's do the right thing here."
So first of all, you're incorrect. The criminals are shown to argue with the guards immediately, and they have to point guns at them so they back down. And in the argument, they even tell them to push the button. Second of all, it's one criminal that stands up and tosses the detonator away. Nobody else encouraged him to. He just did so on his own, and when he does it, nobody is supporting him. The criminals are scared of what's about to happen now that the detonator is gone. With all of this in mind, maybe the point being made is that there can be goodness in anyone, even in criminals, which validates Batman's belief in redemption, and invalidates Joker's cynical worldview.
Because we all know that criminals are renowned for their humanity and generosity and lack of self-interest. Maybe these were all inmates, from Shawshank. Like maybe they just so happen to be the nicest criminals ever happen to be on this boat.
What on earth are you saying? This is one criminal out of the many on that boat. Having committed crimes in the past doesn't make it impossible to make good choices later. If anything, this point you're making indicates that you're leaning closer towards the Joker's ideology than Batman's. Batman believes that evil can be redeemed. The Joker believes that so-called civilized people will eat each other when the chips are down. Having a convicted criminal reject Joker's ultimatum is an effective way to disprove Joker's worldview. And on top of this, we don't know what he was even convicted for, or if the conviction itself was ever valid. Sometimes the system gets it wrong, resulting in the wrong people getting convicted. But even if he wasn't, we don't know how serious his offenses were. He could have stolen food from a well-off company to provide for his family, and faced a harsh sentence for that. That doesn't make him inherently malicious enough, so that he's willing to kill a boat full of innocent people just to save his own skin. You have to truly be a nutcase to be willing to do something like that.
I also don't think I believe that, if I was on one of these ships, I would have taken the bullet. I'd have been like, I'll blow the other one up. There's no way I'm letting both ships blow up. That's fucking retarded. If I were on this ship, I'd be blowing that trigger, so they're lucky that no one here is willing to do it. If anyone questions that, by the way, if anyone's like, wow, you could just kill that many people, it's like, no, I could choose not to kill fucking everyone. I'm not gonna let everyone die. It's not gonna happen.
And I'm unfortunately reminded that there are people out there stupid enough to try something like this, which would end up validating Joker's side of things. Now, even if we look at it from this absurd angle, the Joker is someone who constantly plays games and is clearly a wild card. A desperate person may initially be less capable of seeing through this, but someone who constantly has tasted the feeling of desperation, or has been betrayed many times, can start to see through people like the Joker. And it's very much possible that this criminal who tossed the detonator away is one of those people that can see through the Joker Joker. It's entirely possible that the Joker lied about what the detonator does, and in actuality, it ends up blowing both of the boats up at the same time anyway, which makes you a fool to have watched the entire movie where Joker constantly toys with and tricks people, and claim it's stupid, not even simply disagree with the decision, but say that it's outright stupid to choose not to blow up one of the other boats.
Cause hot damn, you wanna know what's a scam? Your fucking education. Nigga, that's what the scam is.
But that's all I've got to say for now. Let me know your thoughts on what we just heard in the comments below. Let me know what else you want me to respond to in the future, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll see you all later. Goodbye.